So young.
Well, let me tell you somebody who better grow internally. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Trip.
Yeah, he's here.
What up, gang?
Speaking of internal growth.
I ain't seen you since the Tigers game. How you feeling?
It was like last Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game.
It was a good game. So that was part of your off season. In fact, that was one of the last things you got to do in the off season. What did you do the rest of the off season?
I mean, mostly I was in LA. I was working with Chris Johnson. My dad was out there too, so we were getting a lot of work in, staying out the way, just grinding. Put your head down and working. Like you said, internal growth. I heard you before I came on. Internal growth and all that.
Yeah. Well, look, you could give your thoughts on this. What I said was a lot of these young guys that have come into the league, and you experienced a regular rookie season, but these last two seasons have been so goofy. One of them got cut off in the middle, and then you had the bubble. And then last year, it doesn't start until December, and they're playing every other day. And so those opportunities for practice and everything else that take place throughout the year where you would typically get some downtime and, most importantly, rest – like, they didn't experience that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing 30 minutes a game, if you're playing 25 minutes a game, there's really not time to practice. So,
yeah.
I mean, but if you're not playing as much and you were kind of on the back burner as a young guy on some teams, you kind of have that time too because coaches will continue to work with you and develop you. That still does happen. But definitely is weird. It has been weird. But with 82 games coming up, it's going to be a little bit like that come January, February. You'll have guys, it's going to be more about working on your body and making sure you maintain and just stay kind of even. Don't burn out. That's the goal. So that's why you put so much work in the summer. You work so hard in the summer, 2 days, every day. You don't miss days in the summer because you need all those days.
Who else were you working out with in L.A.?
I mean, every CJ has so many players with him. I started out working with JaVale McGee, and then he went to USA, and then I was with Tristan Thompson. B. Clark came out there and worked out with me. Ja was out there with me. We were in a lot of open runs, so it was good to have that chemistry, like playing with Ja and BC in open runs. Ben Simmons was out there, Trey Lyles. I mean, there was just a lot of guys. So, I mean, there's a lot of footage of those runs. I've got to ask
you about this. This is perfect. Yeah. I saw the videos, all right? And I always wonder this. Are these like the 5 clips from Instagram, or does Ben Simmons really shoot in those?
Ben's working on his shot. Ben work on his shot every day with CJ. I mean, yeah.
He was shooting.
Yeah, he shoots. He shoots, man. I've never, in all the runs I've ever been in with CJ, I've never been on Ben's team. I usually guard him half the time, so I know what he's looking for. He's looking for that fade, that midi. But, yeah, no, he can shoot, man, for real.
How about that? All right. Talk to me about coming back last year and just from your perspective, now that you've had a time to think about coming back, it kind of in the middle of a playoff run and then, this play-in game and then the playoffs and trying to trust your knee and trying to fit in and just kind of what you went through those last, 20 games of the season.
Well, yeah, I mean, I took all the time I needed to come back, obviously. I know everybody wanted me to come back so bad, like, all year, and, like, I heard everybody, and I appreciated all the love and just everybody supporting me through it. But I only wanted to come back feeling 100% just with my body. And when I went out there, I didn't feel any sort of, like, I wasn't feeling bad or anything like that. Definitely was working on my body more than I think my actual game throughout that time because I had to give my knee a chance to rest. But the whole goal was to come back and make the run. We made the run. Mm-hmm. I was happy. Everything went according to plan. That was the whole purpose of it all, for me to come back and, give that last push. Because if, there would have been no need had we not been in position like that. But I still would have wanted to come back and play with my guys. That was the main thing. Just not being there was hard.
Did you end up feeling a lot better in the offseason than you did at the end of the year when you tried to come back? That even though you say – I want to be 100% before I even get back, that when you got to this offseason, you're going through the two-a-days, you're like, oh, this actually feels a lot more like I used to.
Hell yeah. Like, I'm just more like, I got to work on my actual game. Like, before, I'm just working on my body and strength and all this stuff rehab-wise. I can't really get to everything I want because I'd have limitations. But, now with no limitations, everything cool, everything ready to go. Like, I can actually work on my game and play the sport I love. Like, I can actually play it. Like, that's all I really wanted to do, whether that's training or shooting. Like, I don't even care. Like, whenever I get a chance to play it, like I'm addicted to it. I don't take it for granted at all.
How'd you keep from getting super down?
I mean, my teammates, they held it down. You know, when you go to the games, you go to these home games, you sit about it and you think a little bit, you're like, But I mean, after a while, you just enjoy what you're doing. You enjoy the thought of you're going to get back eventually. You enjoy the fact that these guys are putting it on the line every day. My family's there for me. My teammates is there for me. It's really, I mean, I had X on my team. I had Ja on my team, like BC. Like, these are my guys. You see how we hang out. Like,
yep.
It's different than most teams. It's not like I'm alone somewhere. These guys got my back all the time. It really wasn't anything different. I'm playing with my friends.
Do you watch, and I'm interested in what you think about this. Do you feel like now you have to remind people or that you have something really to prove? Because I know that you are a huge basketball fan and you watch the playoffs and you see those guys in your draft class. You see Ayton, you see Trey, you see Luka, you see some of these guys having success that are around you, and now you look at it and go, hold on now, everybody's kind of forgotten about me in this mix.
Always got to have a chip on your shoulder, man. Like, I mean, I've been playing against those guys since I was 8, so This is no different. Now we're in the league, and I'm happy for all those guys. But you always got to have that thing, inside of you that drives you to be better. And that really doesn't come from watching everybody else. That just comes from me wanting to be the best. Like, I always want to be the best. And, yeah, things happen, but you just got to keep going. And I'm happy for the chance to be able to start the year healthy, go through all 82 games, and just keep this thing moving, man. I did a lot of work to prepare for this, so, go out there and have fun.
They've talked a lot about you playing center. What do you think?
I can do whatever. You know what it is. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Talking about playing center. We can do whatever. Throw me out there, man. It's whatever.
What do you think of Adams?
Oh, my gosh. Like, it's crazy. That's like one of the main guys, like I would have said always in the league, that I was like, man, who do you really not trying to play against? Because it's a problem all night. Like, him, definitely aggressive on the boards. Like, just it's a problem, like, for real. And the fact that he's on my team now is probably going to be one of the greatest things in my career, just to get insight from him on just everything he knows, just soak up all that info and just have him rock with us is great. I mean, he's a great guy. If you've already probably talked to him around here already, he's amazing. So, I mean, there's never going to be a time when I regret that move. Like, I'm Steven's OD. You can already see in practice too, so you don't see it, but I do.
You love the accent too, don't you?
Oh yeah,
you just want to talk to him all the time. I know.
Oh yeah. For sure. I just go up to him and flex or something, or like grab his arm just to see, like, what his biceps are on that day. You never know. Like, this funny thing, this dude's like a sauna king. He always likes going in the sauna. So I'm like, all right, let's go in the sauna. And then I go in the sauna and I'm in there with BC and DB. I'm like, yo, it's been like 25 minutes. Where is this dude? I come out, I'm like, dude, where were you? And he's like, yo, I saw some weights and I just couldn't resist. And I got lost and he's just lifting. I'm like, bro, you got distracted by weights, bro. What the hell? Like, but like, that's just the kind of guy he is, man. He's just.
Do you call him mate? Do you drop the mate on him?
Oh, I drop it like once a week, morning mate.
Mate.
How we doing?
Yeah. I love mate. He calls everybody mate. It's the best.
Sup, mate.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, I knew that you would be so excited to come on the show so we could talk about your contract extension.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Come on, Vern.
Look,
we on the Vern show.
Yeah, you have
Vern, why your fit look like you were supposed to be in a garage right now fixing up some tools or something?
Look at this. That's a Deion Sanders throwback.
Man,
how dare you?
You look like you put that on to eat. My goodness.
How dare you?
My goodness.
It's a Deion Sanders. The Cowboys play the Eagles tonight. Lord knows. Oh, the drip god, Jaren Jackson jumping
just
on me.
Little critiques.
Look, I knew you would do this as soon as contract stuff came up.
I'm just talking about the fit.
You love it.
I love it, but I'm saying.
You love it. Come on. If Travis Scott was wearing it, you'd be like, oh, that's dope. Oh, that's so fly. I'd see your little, I'd see Jaren Jackson Jr. fire emojis on Instagram. Yo, that's OD. Where do I get that?
Yeah.
I just need to give it to Travis Scott.
We're just some hype beats, huh? We don't even care.
I need to have Travis Scott put it on, and you'd love it. And how are you going to talk to me about this? You wore, wedding gowns. You wore
wedding gowns,
like Dracula coats. You wore everything.
First of all, I wore leopard print. I wore zebra kicks. I wore tight pants. I wore weird cardigans. I wore big coats, loud shirts. That's what I'm rocking. So
you brought a briefcase into Brooklyn. You carried a briefcase into Brooklyn.
Oh my God!
It was looked like what did it have in it?
Not much. Probably a mask.
An accessory.
Probably a mask was in there. Maybe some lotion.
All right, the contract extension. You want to be here, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting on you to.
You want to be here. We know that your class has all been – there haven't been many signed, you know what I mean? Like there's been Luka, there's been Trey, there's been Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Is that something that is on your mind that you want to get out of the way, ASAP?
Yeah, I mean that process is really the business side of basketball. I mean, everybody knows there's two sides, and my whole thing was just to work on my body and work on my game for the year. The business side will always come because you have a good team around you. I have the best team around me. They look out for me. I trust what they say, and I trust how we move. So, I mean, that process just has to go how it goes. That's with anything. That's how anything goes, whether you love things or don't. But obviously, I love everybody here. I love playing with these guys so much. Like, it's a dream for me, honestly. And I know they like playing with me. So, it's a great fit, man, to be honest.
In all seriousness, is it hard not to think about?
Not really, because I trust my team. My team is just that elite. My team is that good. If you don't have that, yes, I think it would kind of be on your mind a little bit more, but they alleviate that pressure for me in some areas outside of the actual stuff I do on the court. So, I mean, I can focus on that.
Last two things. When you play with these guys and you say, like, I haven't seen Steven Adams yet, who has particularly stood out to you when you've been playing with some of the guys on the team so far?
I mean, I see everybody has gotten better. BC has gotten better. I mean, he's worked on his shot a lot more. He's consistent. X has gotten very good. He's getting his patience down. Everybody went away, cleared their head because we've been around each other 24/7 for the past 2 years. Everybody went away, got their work in. 12 gets his work in Florida. Everybody has their own teams, and now we come back, and now we're getting better together. And me as well, So we're all doing it. Like, we all go, come back, bring back the bacon, make it happen.
Right. And you've had a lot of downtime like everybody has in the offseason. Give me a TV or movie recommendation. Give me a music recommendation.
You should probably watch You is about to come back on. You season 3 is going to come back. I've had a lot of time. I'm watching this show that's #1 on Netflix. It's I forget what it's called, but it's like all Asian, and a lot of people are getting killed. A lot of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, everyone's getting killed. Like, everybody owes money. So they put them in this little game, and it's like they play red light, green light, and if you lose, you get shot. And they killed like 100 people, and like 100 people live. Like, you know what I'm talking about if you watch it. Very fun.
Sounds like a blast.
Oh yeah, no. Probably Ozark if it ever wants to come back. I still rewatch those. Shoot. I can't even think off the top of my head.
All right, what about music? What's hot now?
Oh, Trippie Redd's hot right now.
Trippie Redd.
NBA Youngboy just dropped. Sincerely Kentrell, that was great. If you want to listen to some Sofego, a lot of guys are up next. You listen to some. I'm about to throw out some stuff you don't know. But
all right.
Like Yeet. If you want to listen to some Yeet, yeah, some Can. Playboy Cardi's always around. If you ever want to get into that, I know it's tough, but that's the vibe.
And speaking of last thing, you did go to the huge music festival, right? I saw that you went to that.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the best live?
Ooh, the best live was probably Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi is amazing. It's a lot of yelling, but it's a lot of rage. He's just trying to get everybody off their feet, so that's what you got to love.
You can't fit in a festival, though, right? Like, you can't be in the mix. You're
surprised.
7 foot tall.
You'd be surprised, dog.
Do you squat down so that you're not, like,
I mean, there's places to
way
go. You act like
taller
I'm just in the
yeah,
pit
but I'm saying,
of doom.
I
I'm
know,
not in
but
there.
I'm saying at a festival you want to get in the mix, right? You can't be in the mix if you're 7 foot tall.
Keep your mask on. I just keep my mask on. That's all I do. I just keep my mask on and just do my thing with my mask on.
All right, Jaren. I'm excited to watch you guys play basketball. You got a week, so go out there and.
I'm excited to hear you talk about this every week.
Oh,
let's go!
I can't wait.
You actually give me insight to what's happening in my own locker room.
Let me Let me tell you something. Me and Rose are invested in a lot of Jaren Jackson rookie cards.
Oh,
so we believe.
Jaren, I got about like 5 or 6 autographed first and second year cards of yours that I'm about to send off for grading. So
let's go.
I will.
You
tell
have no
I will.
You haven't invested in them,
Jaren, I will tell you this. I got to give props to you too on the rookie card autograph.
Yeah.
Because some of these dudes' autograph cards, the signature is horrible. Your signature's awesome.
It is.
My
The
joint
Triple
fire,
J
'cause
look-
my joint 3 J's is
Yeah,
Easy.
it looks awesome.
It does.
looks awesome.
It looks good
It's
on
like
cards.
an M. It's like an M. One kid, I signed a kid card, and it was like an M. It looked like an M. He's like, this looks like an M. I'm like, you going to hate on my signature? I'll take that joint back right now.
Jaren Jackson Jr. for the kids.
Yeah, little ass kid. Get your mom.
All right, have fun at Media Day, Jaren. Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Jaren Jackson Jr., one of our faves.
He's the best, man.
He is. I
He
can't
is
wait.
all- I love Jaren,
Everybody's
man.
super excited for this upcoming season to see him. You know,
He checked you hard too.
he doesn't like my jersey.
He checked
just
you.
because of who I. Look, it's because it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like
He said you look like he said you look like you belong in a garage working with tools.
It's a Deion Sanders jersey.
That's a good check.
It was good.
For once, your drip gets checked, not mine.
You weren't on camera.
And I'm wearing a Grizzlies shirt. You can't check on a Grizzlies shirt.
You're probably right. Maybe I should have. Maybe
I thought him
I probably should
saying
have thought more about what I was wearing.
what was in the briefcase. And he's
Nothing,
like,
a mask.
maybe some lotion.
Mask.
You could have said not the money from your new contract.
Dang.
You could
What's
have.
wrong with you, man?
You could have.
Come on.
It would have been funny.
Come on.
Because we know it's coming.
Yeah,
The
it's
contract's coming.
It's coming. And look, it's a big year.
Yeah, it
because he's had to miss portions of the first 3. And so we've all just sat there and waited like, man, if you could ever you want to talk about guys and development, like just in terms of the amount of minutes that you can get on a court, the amount of time that him and John Morant have spent on the court together is shockingly minuscule. For considering it's 2 years' time,
Like 70 games or so.
really?
Yeah.
No, it's not 70.
I thought it was 70.
No,
With
good
the playoffs
grief.
last year.
No
was
way,
it like
because he's played less than he. What are you talking about? He hasn't. I don't even know if he's played many more than 100. What did he play in year 1? 60 maybe, and then year 2. Right around. Well, no, the season got cut.
Yeah, it's they have played about 71 games together.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 50 because that's the thing. Jaren was relatively healthy his second year. He just got hurt in the bubble.
That's right.
And they only played like 9
Well, and then
games.
the season got cut off. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, he played 57. He played 50,
Wow.
58 as a rookie, 57 second year, and then played just 11 last year.
Yeah. So we're not. I mean, he hasn't even come close to two full seasons. It's like a year and a half of basketball. You know what I mean? It's a big year. Hopefully he can. You pray for health, because I've told you this many times. That draft. I had someone who is a very, very smart guy who was not involved, not Grizzlies related. He was an NBA executive for another team. And when I was doing my calls around, because he didn't care. I mean, he was, I talked to him about Luke, I talked to him about Trey, I talked to him about whatever. And when I got to Jaren Jackson Jr., I will never forget him telling me, he goes, I love him. I was like, you love him? And he's like, number one, you meet the kid, and the kid's like
as impressive as it gets.
He's just got a great personality. And he said the other thing is he is going to be. He said, if you told me this kid is going to be the best player out of this draft class in 5 years, it would not shock me. And he said, but I promise you, it is going to take 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember writing that down. And after he said that, and who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? But I mean, we're not even close to 4 or 5 years of development, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you never know what these guys are going to become, and you certainly can't. And look,
he's played less than 2 full
look, Luka Doncic is going to be one of the handful of best players in the history of the game.
Yeah.
So, but I just think that he has been a forgotten,
like
part of that draft class.
Ayton
and
got
who
his
knows?
love last year.
Yeah, Ayton got his love. And again, he's not going to be the best player out of this draft class that included Luka. But he hasn't scratched the surface of whatever he can be.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
And so here's hopeful that this is a massive step towards.
I mean, look,
You know
as a rookie, okay, that he took 2.5 threes a game and shot 36%. His second year took 6.5 threes a game and shot 39.4% from three. And then this past year in those 11 games, he took 5.5 threes a game and shot 28%. That is an aberration. He is more like those first 2 seasons. I mean, he's got to stay healthy and get the reps.
Shouts to Jaren Jackson Jr. All right, let's take a quick break. Stephen Adams is also going to join us on the show today.
Yeah, mate.
Chris Vernon Show.